Thank you for stopping by Ballistic Barbecue. On this video, I'm going to be grilling up the Pakistani version of Chicken Tikka. Let's get going. First thing I'd like to do is thank one of my viewers out of Pakistan, Nehal Khan. Nehal provided me with this recipe and was very, very helpful with a few questions I had. So thanks again, and I hope I didn't butcher your name. Now, Chicken Tikka originated in India. However, it's very, very popular throughout the Middle East, and there are several versions. The thing I like about this version is it utilizes chicken quarters rather than just chunks of chicken, and I'm going to grill this up kind of Pakistani street vendor style. Very excited about this. First thing I'm going to do is add 1/2 cup of plain yogurt. 6 tablespoons of fresh squeezed lemon juice. 2 tablespoons of grapeseed oil. Now I'm using grapeseed oil, A, because it's Middle Eastern, and it also has a very high smoking point. So if you don't have any access to this, I would suggest probably something like canola oil. 2 teaspoons red chili powder. 1 teaspoon black pepper. 1 teaspoon ground turmeric. 2 teaspoons garlic paste. Little salt to taste. One of the things that the Pakistani version of Chicken Tikka is known for is its red color, and they use food coloring. So I'm adding a little under a teaspoon of red food coloring. Fork, get it stirred up. All right, looks good. We'll set this aside and we'll get going on that chicken. Now I'm using leg quarters, which is very commonly used in Pakistan for this dish. And what I'm going to do is take my knife and make some slices, some deep slices down to the bone. This is going to help that marinade penetrate. I have 4 pieces, so let me get them all sliced and we'll move on to the next step. For the next step, I'm simply going to place the chicken in Ziploc bags. And I only have the gallon size right now, so it's going to be 2 quarter sections per bag. And I'm just going to pour some of this marinade in. Just make sure that it gets nice and coated. And zip it up. Now you want to allow these to marinate in the refrigerator for at least 3 hours. I'm actually going to allow these to marinate overnight. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, tomorrow is here and we are ready to move on with this recipe. Next thing I'm going to do is make a mint, coriander, pepper sauce that Nehal graciously provided for me. Very, very easy. I have my little food processor here. First thing I'm going to do is add 1 cup of chopped mint leaves. These are fresh mint leaves. 1 cup of chopped coriander. In our stores, we see this as cilantro. Now the next ingredient is listed as 2 green chili peppers. Now I looked up Pakistani chilies and they kind of looked like the serranos, and I'm not really sure how hot the Pakistani chilies are or really how big they are compared to this as far as the scale. I just saw the pictures of what they looked like. Now I am making this for myself, my wife, and my son, so I don't want it to be too hot, and I'm only going to add 1 serrano, cut the stem off. But we will be leaving the seeds in, and this is pretty hot. I mean, it's about 3 times hotter than a jalapeno pepper. So I'm going to add about a teaspoon of fresh smashed ginger, about 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, about 2 tablespoons of fresh squeezed lemon juice. Now the next ingredient is listed as salt, rock salt, or black salt. I just so happen to have some black salt. And I know, Chris, Mother's Barbecue, I owe you some black salt. Don't worry about it, I'll get it to you. I'm just gonna add a couple pinches of the stuff in here. And I may add more if I feel the need after trying it. Let's get this blended up. We are done. It has the consistency of a pretty thick paste. I'm going to go ahead and seal this container, put it in the fridge. We're going to move on to skewering up those chicken quarters. Now obviously you do not need skewers to prepare this dish. You could grill the chicken just how you normally would, but I'm trying to keep it all kind of legit with the whole Pakistani thing. So I'm going to take my pretty menacing skewer here, flip the chicken over so it's skinned down, and I'm going to pierce it right here, the thick part of the leg, bring it through, and then right here, this thick meaty part of the thigh, and there we have it. I'm going to go ahead and repeat this with the other 3 legs, get that grill going in the backyard, and I'll meet you outside. Now, as I said earlier in this video, I wanted to come as close as possible to replicating the technique that those street vendors in Pakistan are using to making the chicken tikka. So what I'm doing is using lump charcoal in my Weber kettle. As you can see, only half of the Weber has any lump on it, and I'm going to show you how to get a little bit more versatility out of the humble kettle. The spit from a rotisserie, we're going to lay this right across here. Now we're going to start this cook off with the chicken in the area with no charcoal. Kind of cooking on an indirect heat here. And there we are now cooking. I'm going to obviously be very dynamic in this cook. I'll be flipping these to prevent them from burning. And towards the end, we're going to go ahead and kiss them with some direct heat. And I'll show you how we're going to move the cook from this indirect side over to the direct side. See you in a bit. I have been flipping this chicken and I've hit my target temperature of 170, which is where you want it to be. If it's a leg quarter, not attached to a chicken, 170. And what we're going to do now is give it a nice sheen by applying some oil. So I've got it back on the indirect side, and I'm doing this simply because I don't want there to be flare-ups, and I'm going to apply grapeseed oil. Now I'm using grapeseed oil again to keep it kind of Arabic, I guess, Middle Eastern, but canola oil would be fine. This just smells amazing. All right, now as you can see, I've placed the spit down the center of the grill here, and I'm going to just expose this to a little of this direct heat. It's going to happen very quickly. All right, and that's what we're looking for, just that sizzling oil. Let's pull these off. Let these rest just a little bit and I'll get it plated up. Chicken's all plated up. Smells amazing, just very herbaceous, and that turmeric really comes through. And it looks gorgeous, just that really red color. First thing I'm going to do is just try it, just the chicken alone. It's very juicy. And you know I got to eat some of the skin here. Oh, really good. Okay. Now I've also served it with some tandoor bread, which is kind of a traditional Pakistani bread. It's cooked in one of those tandoor type ovens, and I bought it at my local Mediterranean market. It was baked literally like an hour ago. I'm going to go ahead and put it on some bread with some of this sauce, which is really more of a paste. A little bit of onion on top here, some of that paste, and I'm glad I went with just the one serrano pepper because it's packing a little heat here. Little lemon. I'm telling you, this recipe is a winner, and I don't know if you guys in Pakistan are eating it on this bread, but you should be. My family and I are just huge fans of this tandoor bread or whatever you want to call it. Thing is, it's zero preservatives, very, very fresh. If you don't eat it within an hour or two, it's like a Frisbee. But I guess you shouldn't be complaining about that. Anyway, guys, thanks for stopping by. Again, I appreciate these home recipes coming in. It's sort of something just started happening on my channel, but I'm digging on it. See you in the next video, and We're going to toast this with the traditional beer of Pakistan, shock top. See you guys in the next video. Cheers.